Hi everybody, Susan Marco here. This video today is my Cancer Journey Part 2 video. So some of you would have seen that video I did, when was that, last week? Or so in that first video, I talked to you about empowerment and about how asking resourceful questions can really help to shape a journey through illness or adversity. And so I told you what those questions were. There were a few. And somebody had commented, well, what did you learn? What did the cancer come to show you? And all of that. So I'm going to answer a couple of those questions today in this part 2 video. And part 3 will be more of that. So stay tuned to watch more of these videos. But back to the point. The journey that I took through having gotten that diagnosis of breast cancer was really incredible, actually. It showed me a lot about myself. But the first question that I asked was, what did you come here to show me? And in retrospect, quite honestly, the first thing that comes to mind is how none of us know how much time we have here. And, over the last year, my husband and I have lost a lot of friends, family members. We've lost a lot of people. And as we get older, it becomes more and more evident that we really never know. And so I think one of the biggest things that I got out of that experience was really to step in and play full out. Because for a lot of my life, I played really small, mostly because of the limiting beliefs that I had about who I am and what I have to offer the world. And so I'm not going to say that that's totally done, because those kind of self-doubt still comes up from time to time, and things that I feel about myself, I will sometimes still get hung up. However, since that diagnosis 5 years ago, most of that stuff doesn't resonate for me anymore. And when I feel one of those things coming up, I address it right away and remind myself how not true that is. And the other thing is, it came here to show me how strong I am. It gave me an opportunity to step into myself in a much stronger, more powerful way. So, and that, gosh, affects every aspect of life. My relationships, my work, my sense of myself, and just recognizing that I'm pretty badass. I'm pretty strong, and I have a lot to give and a lot to offer. So what I learned is another story, okay? What I learned is how to advocate for myself. And in that, I did a lot of research and a lot of asking experts and leaning into trying to figure out what was the best route for me to take. And I want to just jump in. I want to add something to that. In no way in any of my videos do I mean to say that my way is the only way, the best way, you should do it this way or that way. Not at all. So nobody can tell anybody what is right for them. All we can do is offer suggestions and information, potentially input. I had a lot of input. I saw 4 different cancer doctors. I saw 2 oncology doctors and 2 radiologists to, come to the decision that I did about my treatment options. But I also, interestingly, I went to see an acupuncturist way up in North Jersey, who is an interesting guy. He's from Taiwan, and he came here to America and had already been practicing acupuncture and then went to medical school and got his degree and became an oncologist, working mostly in the AIDS community and with women's issues. And so I went to consult with him about my options, and one of the things that we talked about was the mind-body connection. And from a Chinese medicine standpoint, in Chinese medicine, for those of you who don't know, short story is that we have pathways of energy that run through the body that are part of our anatomy, but they're not, you can't really see them. It's more of an energetic science to know how to work with those pathways, which are called meridians. And what he explained to me is that the meridian that runs directly through the breast is the liver meridian. And the liver meridian is governed by certain things, but the emotion of the liver meridian, so what that pathway controls emotionally, is anger. And he said to me, if you can learn to manage your anger, you will not have a recurrence of your cancer. If you can learn to manage your anger, you will not have a recurrence. And that honestly opened up a world of information for me in terms of myself and my own growth, about how I had really learned from an early age that I didn't feel safe to express my anger. And the only, what I witnessed of other people expressing their anger was usually explosive, built up and then being expressed in some kind of, intense way. And so I never really learned how to express my anger properly. And the minute he said it, I was like, oh yeah, that is so resonant for me. And so I started to look at that and think about that. And it was shortly after that that I met my current mentor, Emma Romano, who I learned many of the modalities that I work with now with my clients. But the main one, the first one that I learned from her, was how to release negative emotion. Guess what? Anger and frustration are the big ones. Those are the big emotions, right? And so I kind of felt like, the cancer came to give me the opportunity to learn and, really to step into myself in a much deeper, healthier way. So, yeah, that's been my path over the last 5 years, has been in my own self-work, learning how to express anger, learning how not to hold on to it, stuff it, but just giving myself that opportunity to let it go. So hi Deborah. So those are my two, those are the first two questions that I posed when I got that diagnosis. And stay tuned for more. I'll jump on and share more about that in a future video. In the meantime, I hope you have a beautiful day. If you have any questions or you need any help, private message me. I'm here for you. I'd love to chat with you. And I'll see you soon. Have a beautiful day.